Go ahead, Mr. Baublit.
Chairman Huffman, members of the committee, Senator Campbell, thank you for the opportunity to speak today regarding this. This is a bill close to my heart, one that I introduced through our association, and we appreciate you all taking time to hear this. My name is Mark Baublit. I'm the owner of Marksmen General Contractors, and I'm also a proud member of ABC Texas, the Associated Builders and Contractors. I've worked in commercial construction for over 30 years. I'm here to speak in strong support of Senate Bill 2020 and a bill that will finally repeal the Rehab Tax for non-residential remodeling. As you've heard some of the context already, I want to dig in just for a second on some of the importance of this. When my company bids a new construction project, the sales tax only applies to the materials. It's what we call new construction. Typically about 40% in commercial construction is materials, 60% is everything else. But in commercial remodel, the state actually taxes the entire contract. So we treat the work as exempt to some extent and then pay tax on the total contract. So unfortunately, that means the labor, equipment, temporary services, and overhead are also being taxed. My profit, my labor burden, my taxes, payroll taxes are also being taxed again through the sales and use tax. So that can be everything from our trailers, our temporary fencing. Those are all being taxed and taxed again a second time. It's very convoluted and very difficult to track and cumbersome. The full project rate can be taxed up to 8.25% depending on the local tax rate. So that means that if a local business owner wants to renovate an existing building, instead of doing a new one, they're going to have a penalty tax just for choosing to reuse or do urban renewal or however you want to paint the picture. But the most important thing is there are a lot of buildings available that can be reused. They will receive this penalty as well. Senate Bill 2020 is simple. Senate Bill 2020 is simple. It treats commercial remodels the same way it treats new builds. It creates fairness in the tax code, encourages local reinvestments, and makes it easier for small business to modernize their properties. We shouldn't be penalized and penalize those who choose to breathe new life into Texas buildings.
All right, thank you, sir. I'll just call you Geoffrey.
Yes, Chairwoman Huffman, good to see you again. My name is Geoffrey Tahuahua, and I'm the president of the Associated Builders and Contractors of Texas. And again, I want to thank the committee for hearing this and thank Senator Campbell for carrying this bill. As has already been alluded to, and we're strongly in support of Senate Bill 2020, and as already been alluded to, there's obviously a very large fiscal note, and our organization has been working to try to ascertain what the number is, and so we appreciate now that we have a potentially a number to begin the discussions of what this could look like. As Mark, my member, referenced, it only applies to buildings that are remodeled. It doesn't apply to new construction, and the other thing I'd point out is that the audits that the comptroller undergoes individual members is often convoluted and confusing. And so in one instance, we had a member who had an audit. He spent over $60,000 between lawyers and accountants defending himself to figure it out. In the end, he only ended up owing about $1,700. And because it's that confusion, when he goes to McCoy's, he's going to ask for 1,000 2x4s for 3 different projects, but he has to know, okay, this one project I have to treat a little bit differently because it's a remodel. And so because of that confusion and how it's applied, our members are struggling with that. And so I think as part of this ongoing discussion going forward, in addition to the tax overall, I think looking into how the audits are handled individually on a case-by-case basis and trying to make them more predictable and more efficient. Totally understand that the state needs to recoup funds, but obviously when we're not having to apply this to existing construction, it's confusing when you have to then apply it to the remodels, and not everyone is always aware of it, and you have to build in your own processes. And for a growing business trying to build here in Texas, it's a constant struggle. So again, thank you, Senator Campbell, for carrying this legislation, and thank you, Chairwoman Huffman, for hearing this bill, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, I don't see any questions. Thank you very much for being here.